10 years ago, my daughter asked me to join her to go visit or to go to a tarot card reading session. And I was just like, no, why would I do that? And she was like, Mom, just take it as we're going to the movies. It's a form of entertainment. And besides, it's my treat. Instead of going to the movies, let's do this. So I said, oh, well, okay, since you put it that way, why not? So we go. And that reading changed our lives forever. I ended up going to a bookstore thereafter because I wanted to understand how this lady could see things in these cards she pulled out for us. Well, she didn't do it for me, but she did it for my daughter. And I was just kind of like in the back, and she just kept wanting to say things to me. And it was just crazy. It was crazy. Well, this video isn't about her. It's not about that experience. This video is about how to look at the stars like a map of time. Like we use maps to get around and navigate. Well, we've been using the stars as a map of time for centuries. Hi, my name is Audra, and if you are interested in hearing more about the map of time, especially for the month of May, please stay with me. Happy birthday, Taurians. Happy solar return. So Taurus season actually started the middle part of April, and here we are almost the middle part of May, getting ready to go into Gemini season. But it took me a long time to figure out how I was going to get this video created, and I'm just happy to be back creating videos, content creation on YouTube, where I really want to be. And so it is a big pleasure to be back. And I'm just praying that this video just stay put and come together for us. All right, so welcome to May Cosmic Weather. In this video, we are going to be covering all the aspects. There's going to be a lot of aspects, but I'm not going to cover them all. I'm just going to cover a few, just to kind of get us through and see what we've already experienced the first 2 weeks of May and what's left for the rest of the part of May. So early part of May, the first day, actually, we had a full moon. And the full moon made the aspect within Sun and Taurus. So we have the Taurus energy, which is all about stability, finances, money, food, family, ancestry, roots. And so basically that's the energy of the full moon the full moon took place, like I said, Sun in Taurus, and the moon was in Scorpio. The Scorpio brings out all the it's a lot of psychological intensity. It's very deep, sexual type energy with wherever, if you know anyone who's a Scorpio, you cannot argue with a Scorpio. Scorpios are known as the leader sign. However, Taurus is the polarity. The Taurus is the polarity of the Scorpio energy. And that full moon in that was very deep and just you've got the earth sign of Taurus with the water sign of Scorpio, and it was very intense. I heard there was a death. Somebody was in an accident, and it was just let me know in the comments if you understand what I'm talking about. If you could understand, there was a lot of psychological energy happening that day, and so basically we're going to be seeing for the next 2 weeks how this energy plays out. All right, so that pretty much set up the tone for the month of May. Okay, May 2nd was we experienced Mercury going into Taurus. Mercury left the Aries sign, or the Aries constellation, and right here we'll see the planet Mercury right here, and it is at 0 degrees Taurus. And remember, Mercury is the planet of communication, how we think. It's our thought processes. It's how we sign contracts. It's a form of transportation, and it's the merchant sign. Basically, it can be the child. And so basically, when Mercury leaves the Aries constellation and is now in Taurus, these themes, again, like I said, Taurus energy is all about finances, financial stability. It's the earth sign, so it's trying to get stable. So you're seeing like these themes of food, finances, stability, all of those kinds of energies come through people's, it's what people are talking about. All these documents that just went out for real estate taxes, the cities or the governments are trying to raise taxes right now. So you'll see a lot of that going on. So basically that started May 2nd, and it was at 0 degrees. Okay. So this is a great time for financial planning. All right. So on May 6th, we had the planet Pluto station retrograde. Um, and basically, this retrograde is going to be taking place for the next 6 months. So, what does this mean? So, what we do is we think of the planet Pluto. Pluto rules Scorpio energy. And like I was saying before, Scorpio is and it's very deep. It goes down deep into the earth. It's where, it's where the oil is. Um, they have to go to the fossils to get to the oil kind of thing. And so Pluto energy is that. It's very deep, intense, psychological. And that planet went retrograde in Aquarius. We just experienced the planet Pluto going into Aquarius last year. And this is where, now all the old structures of the government and everything, that's why we're seeing all these changes happening, because Pluto, the planet of deep transformation, is now being forced to come out of Capricorn, which is the old systems, and go into Aquarius type energy. And Aquarius energy, you guys, it is all about rebellion, revolutionary. It is it's very quirky type feeling. It's innovation, it's technology. And so for the next 6 months, while Pluto is in retrograde, we're going to be seeing like these kinds of themes come up, where there's going to be deep transformation energies happen, like you've not seen. So they're going back over AI. They're going back over, well, is this government working for us? So there's all kinds of stuff like that going to be happening in the next 6 months. We got a little taste of it last year, and now here we go forward. And so we'll be seeing like the stuff with the oil. I mean, it's not no wonder that the stuff with the oil is coming up, with this war in Iran. And so we're going to be seeing a lot of these themes come up in conversations in the news and that kind of thing. So that took place, or that started, like I said, May 6th, and it's going to, the retrograde is going to, it's going to be a slow 5-month retrograde that's going to end in October, October 16th to be exact. All right. So this week on Wednesday, I believe, Wednesday was May 13th. The planet Mercury, uh, while it's been in Taurus, is made a beautiful sextile to the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter's in Cancer. So Mercury, like I said, is the planet of thoughts, communication, just contracts. It's being stabilized in the constellation of Taurus. Okay, and Taurus is all about food, finances, stability, family, planning. Just it's financial planning, those kinds of things. So the mind is thinking about these things, and it's making the angle where it's making a sextile to the planet Jupiter. Wherever Jupiter is in our charts, Jupiter expands things, and Jupiter's in Cancer. So Cancer, again, is all about family. It's about nurturing, it's love, it's relationships. It's also food. It's also digestion. This beautiful aspect is going to be a harmonious time. I don't know if you saw a shift this week. It just, just things seem to be, like the sun started shining better, and we were just more of a harmonious type of energy. So that's what started taking place. Let me know in the comments if you can understand or relate to this. But if you're doing any kind of planning, financial stability planning, or just whatever investments, like I said, the real estate taxes, that issue came up. And if you've been like, crossing all your T's, dotting all your I's, getting your documents in order so that you can go and dispute or protest your taxes, they're going to work in your favor. So this is a great time to dispute that, so that you can save that money and not be, having to pay higher taxes. All right. So that was the energy that started on May 13th, and we'll see how that plays out in the next few days. All right, you guys. So on May 16th, that was today, the new moon formed a beautiful supermoon lunation in Taurus. And this is, again, like I said, I can't stress this enough. Taurus is all about the stable energy. It's about setting stable foundations, setting practical intentions, and then reconnecting with our body again with, it's Taurus is all about the food we eat, the earth, planting, agriculture. Again, all of this is making this beautiful aspect in alignment with Jupiter. And like I said, wherever Jupiter goes, it expands things. It's good fortune. You just don't want to do with things in excess, but it's in Cancer. So it's also making a very positive aspect today. Today's a good day to start new contracts, If you're thinking about applying for a new job, it's a great time to get those, get your resume cleaned up, start, getting your application out, getting your applications filled out. If you're looking to get into a new home, or you're wanting to redo your home, it's okay to start, getting those catalogs open, do some Etsy shopping, or doing some shopping on Pinterest, or getting these ideas for those kinds of things, because right now the season is all about home, family, stability. It's a big, deep earth energy. Get your hands into the soil if you're wanting to garden. It's just going to be a very beautiful time to have that. It's going to, the whole energy is working for starting new chapters right now. And pretty much that's it for the new moon. Starting tomorrow, May 17th, the planet Mercury, which rules our thoughts, the way we communicate, the way we process information, the way we learn, it is going to conjunct the planet Uranus. And both Mercury and Uranus in Gemini, we are going to be seeing incredible times. Mercury and Uranus both being in Gemini will cause a highly charged, fast-paced atmosphere. They're going to define sudden insights. There's going to be like incredible ideas come about, unexpected news. And now the orbit for Mercury, its orbit is not as long. Obviously, Uranus is going to be in Gemini for at least 7.5 years, but the orbit for Mercury won't be obviously that long. And then we will also see it retrograde soon here in June. But yeah, just get ready for some mental sparks, accelerated, erratic communication, and a lot of technological breakthroughs. It's going to be an exciting time. Very exciting time, you guys. On Monday, May 18th, Mars, the planet, the warrior planet that is all about, it's the soldier, it's about getting, it's action, it's all about cutting things, it's the, fighting, and it moving into Taurus, which is the stability energy. Mars will be stabled out, and we'll just be able to finally solidify things that have been, just underworks or just an idea form. But Mars will, being in Taurus, will make it be more real, more tangible. And so we are needing that transit to help get things stabilized because of all this airy type energy with the Mars erratic. With the Gemini and with Mercury and the planet Uranus in that Gemini energy, which is going to be very erratic type of electrical intensifying energies. Now with Mars in Taurus, it'll solidify and just kind of stabilize these things to get them into form. We need that energy for Mars to come, bring the energy down and stabilize it and get it into a form, kind of, I guess the best way I can describe it. On that same day, May 18th, the planet Venus, the Venus is all about relationships, how we form, how we relate, how we like to enjoy things. It's what brings us pleasure. It's going to go into Cancer. And so Cancer energy is all about nurturing. It's that mothering. It's how we want to care for our loved ones. And so Venus in Cancer will stabilize more of a nurturing type of environment. It'll be a great time to spend with your loved ones. If you get the afternoon off, go to the movies, or go to a nice restaurant, take that time to meditate and, do, if you need to nurture yourself, just do it, because it'll be a very rewarding time. Okay, just 2 days after Mercury has gone into Gemini, just 2 days afterwards, Mercury, the planet of communication and thought processes, it's going to make this beautiful trine to the planet Pluto. You can see that Mercury's right here in Gemini, and Pluto's over here in Aquarius. Okay, that trine, it's the mathematical points of a trine. It is going to make or be a transformative time for us all, because Mercury being the planet that rules communication and thought processes, and that energy that we will see coming out of that trine will be very deep, transformative type of. We'll see breakthroughs coming through just from any ideas that we come that are just super advanced, because Pluto being in Aquarius is the energy or the constellation that rules innovation, rebellious energy. It's like I was saying, it's technological advancements. I mean, we are going to see an incredible um, people who are these geniuses are going to have these amazing like advancements, like I mean breakthroughs. It's just going to be breakthrough after breakthrough. So get ready for this beautiful time on May 19th. On Monday, May 19th, the planet Mercury will be squaring both the south and north nodes. Whenever these kinds of events happen, or whenever any planet does this kind of square to the nodes, you can bet that there will be some interesting, challenging moments. So, because Mercury rules the thought and thought processes and communication, we will all be experiencing some form of major mental um, crossroad. So we'll be forced to make a decision or forced to recalibrate the way we're thinking. So it's going to be a very interesting time. I'm going to be on the road on that day, traveling to Dallas with family to go attend a niece graduation. So I'm looking forward to it. It's the day before my birthday. And so I'm curious to see how just communication with my family is going to go. And of course, it's going to be a great time because, like I said, Taurus season is all about spending time with the family, going back to your ancestors and roots and that kind of thing. But yeah, if you can relate and or if you see anything happen, please come back to my video and share that experience. But yeah, so basically Mercury is all about how we communicate our thought processes, and that square will force us to really have this push to have a karmic decision making, or just the way we think about things. Okay, on Thursday, well, give or take between Wednesday and Thursday, May 20th, depending where you are in the world, there will be between May 20th and May 21st, the sun is going to go into Gemini. It's going to leave Taurus, where it's been at for the past 30 days. And so, sun going into Gemini is going to create the themes of wanting to get out, short trips, travel, communicate, just be very curious about what's going on in your community, in your environment, your local. So, like I said, small short trips are going to be taking place. It's not a coincidence that we will be on the road, me and my family, driving up to Dallas. And so we're going to be very chatty. We're going to be wanting to catch up and just very talkative, curious. We'll be in a curious mindset. That's what everybody's going to be doing during the month of Gemini. Well, Gemini period starting January 21st all the way through June 20th, 21st, depending where you are in the world. All right. So on Friday, May 22nd, Venus is going to make a square to the planet Neptune. Now, just think about this. Venus is the planet of how we relate, how we like to get along, the relationships, how we form relationships, what brings us pleasure. And Venus being in Cancer is all about wanting to be nurtured and, just how we eat, that kind of thing. And as it makes this square to Neptune, Neptune is the planet that rules dreams, intuition, it rules. It's the planet that rules Pisces. So Pisces is also the feet, and that kind of thing. And so you might need to take, depending on your stress levels, you might need to take some medication. Because that square, whenever there's a square, that's a 90-degree angle, and so 90-degree angles cause this challenge of needing to do things. Action is going to form action and that kind of thing. So, because it'll be in Cancer, making that square to Cancer, Venus in Cancer, then we might just need to be a little bit needy. We might need extra care. Or our loved ones, maybe our children will be a little more needier, and that kind of thing. So, I wish you all the best with that. On the same day, May 22nd, Venus in Cancer will be trining the North Node in Pisces, and so Venus in Cancer, like I said, is all about needing to be nurtured or wanting to be nurtured, taken care of. Venus is the planet of pleasure, what brings us pleasure, how we relate. And so this aspect will be, because it's making a beautiful trine to the North Node, the nodes are all about karmic destinations. And so it's going to be about this karmic type soulful energy. We'll want to be in alignment with it, focused on elevating our relationships. Creativity is going to be a theme, and spiritual growth. So that's the positive side of what's going to be going on May 22nd. Okay, now on that same day, a third aspect that's going to be taking place, which is Friday, May 22nd, the sun is going to conjunct the planet Uranus where it's at in Gemini. So as we know, Gemini season starts May 21st or 20th, depending where you are in the world. But then it's also going to make this conjunction to the planet Uranus, which is also in Gemini. And having the sun be conjunct Uranus, we will have ideas. Like I said, I mean, we're already going to be having that getting ready or getting prepared for that energy, but now with sun highlighting, or sun is going to highlight the energy even more next to the planet Uranus. Again, the planet Uranus rules Aquarius, so people are going to be more rebellious, more revolutionary, having these innovative type ideas. I'm telling you, this advancement technology is going to take off in more ways than we can even imagine. So also for the month of June, like I said, this energy of, well, from May 22nd all the way through June, having the Gemini sun go through Gemini in that constellation will shed light to that. We'll be hearing more about advancement technology, even more about the aliens coming up, surfacing, and it's just going to be very exciting time. So I say get ready for this amazing tumultuous month and summertime. Okay, now on 2 days later, on May 24th, the sun is going to make a beautiful sextile to Neptune. And again, the sun in Gemini and Neptune in Aries, we are going to be seeing imaginative type fires, like, I mean, just in blending intellectual, I mean, just amazing energies all over this place. So like I said, sun transiting in Gemini, making that beautiful 60-degree angle to the planet Neptune, which is in Aries, a very pioneering type energy. This is going to shed some light on, again, more innovation. I mean, like I cannot speak enough about how ideas, imagination, dreams, visions are going to be coming through into form, and these advancement technologies and inventions. I mean, we're going to be seeing some incredible things take place with these aspects. So you're going to see dreams. You're going to have clarification on your dreams. You're going to be having strange dreams that you're going to, that are just going to leave you speechless. Spiritual goals, you'll be able to tap into meditation if you're wanting to do that. I mean, just any kind of things that surface, thoughts, ideas, you're going to just be like now having a way to put words onto them and express these things. So it's some interesting times. Get ready. All right, sun in Gemini is going to make a beautiful trine to the planet Pluto, which is in Aquarius. And like I said, if you can see that right there, you got the sun right here making this trine to the planet Pluto, which is in Aquarius. This is a transformative time. That's going to take place on May 26th. So a very powerful period will take place. This aspect will be a time of rapid transformative changes in communication, technology, and networking. This transit will support deep intellectual insights, allowing us to shed outdated superficial ideas and embrace innovative, tech-forward perspectives in our community and social connections. I cannot speak enough about this amazing time we are witnessing. Finally, we get to the end. So on May 31st, we are going to be experiencing our second full moon in one calendar month. Now, this full moon is a rare full moon. It is called a blue moon. Okay, so this will serve as a powerful period for closure, truth-seeking, and bold self-transformation. So basically, this blue moon energy is going to pack a unique punch of bringing together a whirlwind of conflicting energies. Okay, there's three energies that we've got to look at. First, the first one is the breakthrough occurring during Gemini season. This lunation energy is going to push us into releasing limiting beliefs, break out of complacency, and expand our future visions. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is there's going to be a plot twist. Now, this twist is all about the Uranus being this highly it's going to be Uranus being very highly active right now, right? It's going to be a time that is showing us unexpected events, sudden epiphanies, sudden pivots in our relationships or creative projects. Okay. Now, the third one, this will be the anchor that we are needing. The planet Saturn, which I haven't talked about. Saturn is forming a beautiful, harmonious aspect to this full moon. Okay. And offering the stability and grounding energy that we need to balance out the chaos and to build a solid foundation. So this is a wrap. I want to let you know, if you've lasted this long with me, thank you. I don't want to, in the future, I don't want to make that many aspects, talk about that many aspects in my cosmic forecast. But the next video I'll be showing, we'll be talking about, will be the monthly horoscopes for all 12 signs. This was just a general forecast for the month of May, as I am trying to get better at getting these reports done. I want to, like I said, start doing the monthly forecast for each individual sign. And so if that is something that interests you, please let me know in the comments. If you know your birth time, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, tell me you're going to get with Vital Statistics or your family that your mom, your dad that remembers that birth time, and just try to get close to it. All right. If this is all we've got, then it's a wrap. And I just want to thank you once again for being here. Please give me a like. If this is more of content you want to see, please do subscribe to my channel. Y'all have a great evening, a great month of May, and all the best.